Well, in here, my computer room, did a little bit of straighten up. We first got home, that's the first thing I started doing. I've been doing it for like, what, 3 hours? 2.5, 3 hours? I was looking through some stuff, and these are some old plans that I got over eBay, and it has something to do with the starships and everything, and these were put out, I guess, in the 70s and 80s, ship plans and everything. Constitution class Enterprise. Let me show some more here. It's got like every ship name so far. It's got like the Horizon, the Constitution, Bonham Richard, Achenar, Ariel, the Tikopai, Constitution, second class, 2 and 3, Enterprise 2 and 3, Endeavor. And this was like $9.99 at the time. Pretty cool. So, see what else we can find. Yeah, it shows the scale size of all the ships and everything. This is the Ariel. This is like Star Trek Discovery kind of. Yeah, that's what they based that off of, I think, Star Trek Discovery. Right there. It's got all the specifics on it and everything. And this is the top view of it. Yeah, cool. That's like very much so the Discovery type. That's where they get ideas from. I didn't even see the first show yet, so the Tikopai, I think this is Constitution class. Looks like Enterprise. There's a couple things that are not quite different, but I mean, change, but for the most part, it's like the Constitution class. Oh, let's see here. Here's the Enterprise. That's the Enterprise. Of course, that's the second refit rather. And there's the Constitution class, which is the same as the Enterprise, but for several differences. So, and here's the first Constitution class, the Endeavor. The first one. You can see the nacelles a lot different there. And the Bonham Richard. I think that's the first Constitution class, or second one, or something like that. I don't know. All the specifics on the left there. Achenar. Yeah. And let's see the other Constitution class. The first one, I believe, the first Constitution class. And Horizon. Like a medical ship, I guess. And you can see it's like the symbol there, United Earth Space Agency, some other agency, United Earth Space Agency or something like that. Yeah, these are old plans, and right here. Come back. I won't lose them. Showed up Enterprise. Okay, evolution blueprints it said. So it's kind of seeing how they all kind of evolved to what they were into the Star Trek, early Star Trek movies in the 80s and 90s and stuff. So this is a blueprint of the drive of the space station, Starbase Pilot. See, that shows the ships going in and out and everything. And it's got a cut out thing going on there. Shows you what was where. Cut away rather. Pretty neat. And some more to it here. It's got a what is this thing called? The inside it's got like a forest and stuff, and the inside there it's got, you know, all that stuff's got lakes and things like that. Pretty neat. This looks like something they're eventually gonna make one day. Yeah, you can see where all that deforestation and stuff is, and all that and the other. Recreation and administration and all that stuff. Pretty neat. And let's see here. It's got the levels and stuff like that, where everything is. And other key features. Travel core. What is this? Let's see here. This has got what is this thing? Cutaway of living areas and stuff. There's living areas, cutaway. Yep. The bottom of the this is the top of the space station, and that's the bottom of the station. This is the top, and that's the bottom of the space station that you see in your old 80s Star Trek films and stuff. Starbase 79. Here is the top view, going down the middle section down to the bottom there. Yep. It's pretty neat. And that's what it looks like looking overview of it. This is, I don't know how old this is, but it was $12.95 at the time. It's like, what, 10 times that now, right? 120 if you get plans now. And it's very expensive. Let's see what else we got here. Put this back where it needs to go. See, little United Federation of Planets thing there, and eventually, you know, it would change, but it's all modeled after the United Nations, of course. Illuminati. What can they do? And now, let's see here. I got 2 sets of these. I ordered this by accident. I was wanting to get a better looking one, and I thought I was going to get a better looking one. And basically, they're still the same. They're all the same. And I also got the movie, the more of the movie version of the Enterprise and everything when it first came out. The motion picture Enterprise, which was the Constitution refit. This one right here is the first class the first Constitution before the refit. So it says it's a complete set of 12 authentic blueprints to the fabulous Starship Enterprise. General plans, Constitution class U.S. Enterprise, drawn by Franz Joseph Designs. From the bridge of Dr. McCoy to sick bay, from the crew quarters to the shuttlecraft hangar, from the photon torpedo bank to the science labs of Mr. Spock. Every foot of every level of the Enterprise laid out to scale and exact detail. Actual size 9 inches by 30, and it cost $5 at the time. I don't know how much the other one cost. Let's take a look. See what we can see. Yeah. Interesting stuff. I had the plans on the Enterprise D. I don't know what I did with them, but I had one of them I used to make an ancestral record. So I only got one part of them. And maybe we have time. I'll take a look. We can take a look, quick look at them. And I like this is pretty neat because it's like so official. You know, it's like, wow, look there. Look at there. It's so neat. It's like a basically a drawing plan. I mean, it's exactly what it is. It's just the way it's signed and everything and all that and the other blueprints, the actual blueprints. You know, just like if it's something other like on your house or something or a building. You know, so it's pretty neat. And what we have here, you can see where the Foxen is. Where's the ship? Something of the what is it? Yeah, that's the back of the ship. The spine part and everything. Where the saucer meets into the back of the ship. I probably had them out of order, I think. Yeah. Same thing here. The superstructure, this fuselage and everything. You can see the nacelles and stuff. I got it upside down. Yep, I sure did. Yeah, there we go. The main body with the cells and stuff and fuselage there, the main part of the ship. And it's even got a recreation area. Now, compared to, I wish we had the plans for the Enterprise, the one that was in the newer movie, the one with what's his name, Chris Pine and all them. Yeah, so that would be neat to contrast the way it looked then. You know, contrast the Constitution class, the first one, and then the movie version, and then the next movie one with it more modern. The newer Star Trek movies with the Star Trek from the 80s and 90s and the Star Trek from the 60s. That would be, Enterprises, that is. And there's that. Look at all those little spaces in there. If you watch the movie, then the more recent movies, and actually somehow or another they had spun off from the other movies because of the time stream, and then of course Mr. Spock died. But anyway, check that out. They got the little rooms in there. Now in the recent movies, Star Trek, what's the name? Into Darkness and Beyond. It's like they have this real big area in there, factory type of thing going on. But here, you don't see that. I mean, it's like that one was super huge, I guess they're making a Star Trek B, Enterprise B. So, see the saucer section here has got that little thing going on like the Space Station 79, Starbase 79. It's got a little recreation garden type of area in there, and then it's got the rooms and little sub rooms and things, the neck view and everything like that. Yeah. Something other about how I remember reading some of these plans before, how the neck can disattach. The saucer can come off, detach from the neck, and the neck can actually the neck can detach from the main body, the superstructure, and then it can land on like the part of the neck, something like that. Or actually, the whole saucer can detach, just like the Enterprise D did, So you can see all the levels. There's some foxing and little spots there. There's a steer wheel up there. Turbo lift. Pretty cool. Sorry if I ain't getting all the words out right. I wish I would have made this live. Now I think about it, I could have made it live. But I'm not going to go all the way back through this. It's miserable. That's the cutaway of the main part of the ship. That's the one after this, the second or third series, I think it was. Because you see the cells kind of like a bulb. And then they had like a little radar looking antenna thing in the very first one, I think. And then they went to the bulb one, and then eventually in the movie ones they went with the smoother type in the cell or whatever it was. Yeah. And with this one, that's the other part of the ship, the underside of the ship. I think some of them had like a bulb, like a nacelle, and a little radar thing hanging off of it. And the other ones had like a little radar dish with a little thing pointing out of it. So, got general notes and stuff. I really don't want these things. I want to get rid of them. Yeah, so I got no use for them. I'm not interested in. I like Star Trek. I'm not as interested as I was in Star Trek. You know what I mean? It's like Star Trek's pretty cool. I don't mind watching it and stuff, but I don't like collecting this kind of stuff anymore. It's not my cup of tea. It's a really nice crisp sheets though. So you can see that's what's going on there, and that I don't know where that is exactly. Science laboratories. Yeah, so. Anyway. It kind of reminds me of the captain's yacht on Enterprise D. And here's all the rooms. See the saucer section there. All the quarters and stuff, and the little impulse engines and stuff like that. Wow. That makes you wonder where they had Sulu and Spock and Captain Kirk, his quarters and stuff. And I think this is the bridge. Yeah, this is the bridge right there. And everything that's around it. You got the captain's ready room and sick bay, I think. It looks like sick bay. Emergency. Oh, that's the emergency bridge. So that's like down at the bottom or something. And this one was at the top. This is at the top, and the emergency bridge is at the bottom. Never saw it on the original series, TOS. Never saw the original, not that I know of. So that's that. And I'm going to put those back in here real quick. And something in there. So, that one ain't got no clasp on it. That's the same one. Now, let's see these real quick. These don't have like, I don't think these have a in-depth display or anything. They just kind of show the outside of the ship more or less. They don't go into detail. That's one of the, what is that? Something. Some kind of, I don't know what that is. Shuttle thingamajigger. I don't know what that is. Let's see. Warp sled. Okay. That's the back of it. Let's see here. This is the. I think this is. No, yeah, that's the shuttle. That's the little bee thing that went up. They always fly around the ships and everything. On the Enterprise when they come into space dock and everything like that. Yeah, so that's the little work bee. It's called work bee. So you got a little dude sitting in there. Yeah. Whew. And what's this one right here? Grabber sled, something like that. And this is the thing that the travel pod. That's the one Captain Kirk was in. It was a number Star Trek 1 or 2, where he was an admiral or something like that. And the Rathacon or something like that. That's what he was in. Then it backs up and attaches to the space lock. What do you call it? The clamps to the space thingamajigger. I forgot the darn name. Anyway, it's the travel pod. And here we got the main body of the Enterprise, the Constitution refit, right there. Use my heel. And then you can see how this is the top view of the Enterprise. Come on, you. Yeah, that's the top. And this is the space dock from the rear. Stern. Yep. And that's the bow. And this is the underbelly, underside of it. And this is the captain's chairs and stuff like that. I don't know what all these little pods are, but that's the bridge right there. And that's the captain's chair. And I don't know what in the world those things are. It says something other about little this and the other. Turbo lift, communications, such, this and the other. Turbo lifts on each side there. Yep. And what is this now? Oh, this is Klingon. This is the Klingon ship. Where's the darn thing? Warship. Klingon warship. Dun 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 dun. Okay, let's stop. I need to wake up my son. And I think this one is. What is it? This is the top side. This is the top of the Klingon warship, or either the bottom. Top. Dun, 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 dun. Gotta add the theme song in there, you know. And in Star Trek, if you don't have the theme song, here's the bow and a port view. The bad mama jama. Last one. See, they don't go into detail like the first one did. They don't go into specific plans. This is the what is this? I have no idea what this is. Oh, it's a Klingon warship showing the bridge and stuff, and the comms and things like that, and the view screen, this, that, and the other. Rather boring, to tell you the truth. Nothing like the TOS one. It's rather boring. Now, I have one over here that comes from the Enterprise D. I had this big old book-like thing that folded out, whatever, and had all the plans. I mean, it went into detail. But I don't have it anymore. So here we are with the Enterprise D, the saucer section. And you can see, oh wow, there's like tremendous detail in this thing. I think this one was the decks 8 and 9. Yeah, deck 8 of the Enterprise D. And you can tell how big it was, man. It was a big old mama jama. And I think that's the space clamps right there, space docking clamps for the back of it. And right there. All those little rooms on the side too. Little, I mean, they got bunches and bunches of quarters in there. Wow. I mean, you can imagine just how many people could live on that thing. But I did an ancestry and everything, so I wish I had the rest of them. I don't know what happened to them. I think he got thrown out by accident. And it's just really interesting to see how people can do that, you know. And it's got like little recreation areas and stuff, a little break areas and things like that, and replicators where to go and get something to eat and everything. Looks like we got bathrooms and heads and stuff like that, and all kind of neat stuff in there. It's really neat. Stellar cartography is on that one. The one where Data was freaking out and everything. Captain Picard told him to get a grip. Anyway, I had all of them. I don't know what in the world I did with them. Oh, I wish I knew. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. And if you would like to buy them, not this one, of course, because it's all messed up, but the rest of them, this one, this one, this one, these two, these two. Just quote me a price. Give me a price. I really want to get rid of them. I don't need them, you know. I mean, I love Enterprise. I mean, I like Star Trek and stuff. But I'm not really into keeping this, you know. I'd rather have the D one. But anyway, if anybody's interested, just let me know. You can quote me a price, and I'll be sure to get it out to you. And I think for the whole thing, probably want to get like $30 altogether, 30 or 40 bucks, something like that, for all the ones I showed you. It'll help me out. Believe me, I'm between jobs right now. But other than that, you know, just minimum price. You're going to say, well, how about $30? Oh, yeah, we'll see. Okay. That's it for that one. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'm trying to be quiet so I don't wake me up. Probably already did.